In addition to the four corners, you also have access to menu, information, and home screens at all times. Let's start with menu. From the clock tab, I can set the time. You can also choose to see the date instead of the time. Or, if you'd like to see neither, you can simply turn it off. The format can be changed between 12 and 24 hours. Or if you'd like to not set it up yourself, you can just turn GPS time synchronization on and let the vehicle do the work for you. Here in the Display tab, I can set the screen brightness. The plus and minus buttons will adjust. There's also a mode setting. Here I can choose between daytime, nighttime, or have it automatically change for me. And that's going to change the brightness of the screen. Here in the Sound tab, I can set my bass, mid-range, and treble. The plus and minus buttons will let me increase or decrease the treble, or if I'd like to center it, I can hit the 0 button in the middle. Setting my balance and fade can also be done from this screen. And here you can see a diagram of the vehicle. I can simply click and drag the focus to place the balance exactly where I want it. Within your Vehicle tab, you have some additional settings. Here's ambient lighting. In order to turn the ambient lighting on, I simply touch any of the orbs. Here you can see the Lincoln color palette. The Ford color palette is going to vary slightly. Simply select the color that you'd like and use the slider bar at the top of the screen to set your brightness. You can see as I move it to the left, the orbs get dimmer, and as I move it to the right, I get full brightness. In order to turn ambient lighting off, I simply touch the power button at the bottom of the screen. You can also run a vehicle health report. Here I can decide to turn my automatic reminders on or off, and I can change the mileage intervals that I get those reminders at. Selecting the button at the bottom of the screen will allow me to run a vehicle health report. Settings for rear view camera are also within the Vehicle tab, and I can choose to have my guidelines on or off, as well as turning the delay on or off. The screen also allows me to enable valet mode. In order to do this, I would set up a pin that will lock out the screen so that if I'm handing my keys off to somebody and I don't want them to be able to use the screen or, for instance, see my navigation home address, I could set up a pin and it would lock out the screen until the pin gets re-entered. You have several different feature settings here in the Settings tab. First on the list is System. This is where you'd be able to set things like your language, distance, temperature. You can also change the system prompt volume.
Louder, louder, loud.
Or you could turn the touchscreen beeps on or off. Next is voice control. You can select your interaction mode to be novice or advanced. You can turn confirmation prompts on and off, as well as media candidate and phone candidate lists being able to be set on or off. The voice volume control can be set here as well, or the user could simply change the volume level when they hear the voice command, and that will change it within the system as well. From the media player settings, I could connect a new Bluetooth device by selecting the Bluetooth Devices tab. I could turn indexing on, turn my Grace Note Media Management on, and get my cover art from Grace Note. Navigation has several settings within the system. Here within Map Preferences, I can turn breadcrumbs on and off, select my turn list format, and choose to have parking POI notifications on or off. Within the route preferences, I can choose my route to be the shortest, fastest, or the eco route as my preferred or default route. And then I can choose which types of roads I'd like to avoid. Navigation preferences allows me to set my guidance prompts to be voice or just tone. And it can also autofill the state and province fields. From traffic preferences, I have the ability to turn different icons on and off. I can see road work, incidents, accidents, closed roads, and weather-related icons. I'm also able to set avoid areas. So if there's a certain freeway or area I'd always like to avoid, I could set it up here, simply by pressing the Add button. Then within the wireless and internet selection, I can go here to set up my USB mobile broadband settings. Now once I have a USB mobile broadband connected, I can allow internet access to my passengers, meaning that the kids in the back seat are going to be able to use their laptops while I'm driving. The center stack screen will not be able to use the internet while driving. Next is the Help tab. Here I can get some more information, like where am I? If I'm uncertain of my current location, I can get the street address as long as the latitude and longitude coordinates. There's some system information available, which gives me my vehicle identification number, the navigation application, map database information, things like that. Software licenses are there. The driving restrictions screen. I can select 911 Assist to see the menu choices. Here I can turn it on or off, and I can also turn the reminder on and off.